Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Mma Analyst here to do my review for Strikeforce Fedor vs. Werdum. Let's skip all the bull crap. Wow. Wait a sec. I just do have to mention what happened. Thompson won, Cyborg won, Lee won, Fedor lost. Let's get down to it. Wow. Whoa. I definitely didn't think my spirits would be this light at this point whenever Fedor did get that real loss. Maybe it's just like I'm in shock, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, whatever happened if, you got robbed at gunpoint and, they shot you dead in the chest and you were like dying and you're like, man, I probably would freak out. And then that actually happens, and then you're like, wow, I'm a lot calmer than I thought I would be with a, shotgun hole in my chest. I'm not saying I feel like I got a shotgun hole in my chest, but I thought I'd be a lot more busted up than I am right now. And as y'all can see, somehow, I don't know what's going on. I'm okay, but it's not about me. It's about Fedor versus Werdum. My prediction, let's get that out of the way. What did I say was going to happen? Fedor is going to come out and flurry very early in the first round. That happened. Fedor was going to, basically the fight was going to get to the ground right away. I thought it would be Werdum, trying to get away from the punches, but he ended up getting dropped. So fight got taken to the ground. Fedor was going to jump. He's not going to Anderson Silva it and dance around and say, no, I don't want to do that. And maybe that's why Anderson doesn't do it. He's having nightmares still about flying scissor heel hooks and anybody Asian that knows how to do a submission. So Fedor jumps right down. He said, F all that. Jumps right into the deep waters. I said it was going to get to side control. It happened. Then I said he was going to get to guard. It happened. Then I said he was going to smash him through the guard. Wrong. No. By the way, I was talking with my boy Chase. Y'all know him. Phantom UFC fan. On the phone. And he's still on the phone right now. We just figured, why hang it up. Chase, what up, man?
What's going on, Karsten?
What up? What did you think about this foolishness?
Fedor looked like he didn't think that he was going to get caught in any precarious situation, so he tried to bust through the guard like he has in so many fights, and it didn't look like it was the initial, the triangle that got him, but more so with the arm. He trapped Fedor's arm pretty well and started twisting it, and Fedor really didn't have any choice but to tap. But I think it just came down to Fedor didn't think that he was going to get caught in a situation, that he would be able to get out of it. And unfortunately, in this go-around, it didn't exactly go down that way, so...
Yeah, I just nodded and shook my head a bunch of times. You'll see it in the video later. Exactly what Chase said, Fedor just didn't think he was going to get caught. And why would he think he was going to get caught? So many times he has been in trouble in the past. And that's the biggest thing with Fedor. Fedor gets into trouble. Like, the reason people are like, Fedor is the greatest, I don't think it's because he's so dominant. I think it's because of the fact that he gets in trouble a lot. He was, rocked against Fujita. He slammed on his head against Randleman. In trouble with the Kimura against Mark Hunt. In semi-trouble, if you want to call it, with Arlovsky. It looked like a good fight. Brett Rogers busted his face up. Even little ass Matt Lindland cut him, and he had to win that fight real quick. He's had issues in so many fights, and people just think Fedor is just gonna find a way out of it. And Fedor, Nogueira, he's just going to find a way through it. And, damn. So now what do we do from here? By the way, Strikeforce is just getting hit hard. Oh, man, those guys can't catch a break. Dan Henderson's supposed to smash somebody. That doesn't happen. Fedor is supposed to do his thing so they can set up the biggest fight that they can possibly come up with. Nope. All their champions are getting effed up. Oh, man, they're losing champ. Oh, man, Strikeforce is just, they can't catch a break. Those dudes, it's like if you want to bet on Strikeforce, you just bet on anything that would F up Strikeforce. They say, who's going to win this fight? And then you go, well, what's going to mess up Strikeforce's business plans? And then you pick that fight. Don't try and go to Sherdog right now, y'all. That site is those boards are done. Man, the haters, I can just imagine what they're doing. Ooh, wow, they just loving this. They say, "Ooh, he sucks. I told you he sucks. He lost to Dos Santos, and now he choked out Fedor. He got cut by the UFC. They didn't really know anything. They just say stuff and just do dumb stuff. And Fedor sucks. Haha. He lost his first fight in 10 years. Ooh, he sucks. He's the worst. Anybody can beat him. I bet you he could lose to Jan Finney if they fought. By the way, just quickly, who was the ref? Who was that chick, female? Which the last name started with a W? I don't know her name. That's one vicious lady, man. Wow, she looked more like a prison guard who was watching a beatdown.
Wilson, wasn't it?
Wilson, or I don't know, man. But wow, she let Jan Finney take a beating. Okay, back to Fedor. Yeah. So the haters are definitely out there just hating away, hating. Oh man, Dana. What's Dana gonna say? Oh man, here we go. We're gonna listen to Dana. Oh my goodness. See, this is the thing, how I did it. The thing is, how he always starts out with stuff like, look, the truth is, I'm an honest guy, and oh man, Dana, what's Dana's Twitter say? I bet you Dana's having a blast on Twitter. Dana's somewhere just tweeting tweets. Sound like a happy ass bird. Wow. So let's get a few things out of the way. Dana's happy as hell. I do like the way Fedor. By the way, this is not really a review, as you can see. I mean, yeah, other things happen. Let's say Kung Lee. We're gonna cover it quickly. Kung Lee, went out there and did what he should have done in the first fight, and just had more, skill and control, and was able to rock Scott Smith with a body blow again. Josh Thompson had a tough fight, and he won and got a submission in the third when he needed it. So, yeah, all that stuff really don't matter, though. Sorry, guys. Fedor lost tonight. So, anything that we had planned on talking about is just going to get pushed by the wayside. Chase, what do you think's next? Chase had his nice little, his opinion on what would happen next. And I have to agree with him. What do you think's next for Fedor with Strikeforce? Listen, y'all, he's a smart guy.
Well, if you look at it from a business standpoint, Strikeforce has a lot of investment, not only in the M1 aspect, but in Fedor. And to not make a immediate Fedor versus Werdum 2 fight would be almost suicide for them at this point. They have to do something to try to recapture Fedor's image, to try to suck people in. As much advertising and as much hype as they put behind him, I don't think Werdum Overeem is going to happen. I think that fight's going to be pushed back a little bit. I think that you'll see Fedor Werdum happen right away, if not here in the next few months, but before the end of the year. I just don't think that they can let Fedor sit by the wayside. Not as much money as they put into him investment-wise, and as much money as they've shelled out to M1 and the legal disputes, which I'm sure you're going to bring that up here in a second. But they've gone through a ringer with them already, and to not try to capitalize on what they've already put forth on their end, I think would be just suicide on their part business-wise for Coker and for Showtime.
Yep, absolutely. These guys have to embrace this loss. They cannot. It happened, so we can't just do over and fake like it didn't happen. They can't say Fedor go fight anybody else at this point. He's got one more fight on his contract. It has to be important. Nobody wants to see him fight Brett Rogers again. Nobody wants to see him fight really anybody else now other than Overeem, which he can't because he lost. I mean, Brett Rogers did get a title shot after a loss, but y'all know that was just some foolishness. Anyways, and then now Werdum. So it's got to happen, and then after that, if he beats Werdum, but the whole issue though would be, well, what about Werdum wanting his title shot, right? Werdum saying, "Well, I just beat the dude. Give me my fight against Alistair Overeem. I beat, Overeem. Now I want Ubereem. I beat both Emelianenkos. Damn, he beaten everybody with the name Emelianenko. Wow. If there's like a sister around somewhere that just goes to school, watch out because Verdum's likely to show up to your class and armbar you. It's crazy, y'all. It's just a rant. There's no analyzing going on here. And not from me. Chase doing a great job. But from me, it's just a rant. So what have we covered so far? Fedor lost. Wow. A real loss. Yep. The haters gonna hate. They're gonna love it. I don't feel too bad about it. I think as I start to think about it and start to, look at the bullet hole and realize what's going on, I'm starting to think that maybe it's because of all the stupid stuff that was going on with Fedor. The stuff with M1, the contract disputes, the UFC wanting him, and him being the greatest fighter in the world, and all that stuff, and not being in the UFC. It's kind of like relieving now. It's just like a big weight off my shoulders. I can breathe now. You know what I mean? Fedor lost. I didn't want it to happen. I would have liked for him to retire undefeated, quotation asterisks. I would have liked all that, but now that it's really happened, it's just like I can lay back and not worry about stuff. And Dana's probably gonna, after his, media, he's probably calling everybody up. Wake up, Kevin Aioli, wake up. I got something to say. Dana's gonna have a Fedor press conference on UFC.com. Fedor lost. We don't even need him. Let's focus on Carwin Lesnar, so he's a happy ass dude. I just think that all the ugly background stuff, the non-Fedor fighting related stuff, made things just so ugly. And that was because he never lost and all the other stuff. So now that he's lost, now it's like, all right, so now you are just the best fighter with a loss. So now all the mystique and the aura and all that stuff is gone. The haters now have something that they can legitimately hate on. So I can't even really argue against that. Like, people say, oh, he sucks. He was never that good and all that craziness. I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. Believe what you want. It's kind of like now that he's lost, I don't have to argue. When he didn't lose, I could argue like a lot, but now it's just like, all right, cool. You got something, run with it. He lost, one loss in 10 years. That's cool. He lost to Dos Santos, people will say. I'll be like, all right, well, Dos Santos is like basically getting a title shot if these other guys weren't in the way. So, he's beating everybody else up. So I'm talking about Werdum. He lost to a guy who lost to Dos Santos, but I don't know. I think I'm just cool with it. You know what I mean? And I'm glad too. I'm glad I'm cool with it because if this would have been Shogun losing to Machida, this would have been a different type of feeling. So I also learned a little bit about who my favorite fighters are and who the fighters are that I really root for. I think like Shogun's one of my favorite fighters. And Fedor is like, he's a favorite fighter and I root for him, but it's not on that same level because clearly if, Shogun would have went out there and got smashed by Machida, I'd have been on here, I don't know. Whew. But it ain't about me, Anything you want to say in closing, Chase? I don't know if you're doing a video, but you put some gems on this channel. You said about, maybe 3 minutes of time. Oh snap! People calling me. Hold on, that's my ringer. Pride, yo. This guy's calling me from thing. Yo, man, you're on the show. What you got to say about Fedor losing? What's up?
Just watched it. I'm on the West Coast here, and that was absolutely unbelievable. I missed the actual fight. I was out, but I just got home and watched it, and I don't think that anyone in the face of the planet, including heavy-duty MMA dudes, could ever see that coming.
Yeah.
That was something else. He just lost it in the first 30 seconds of the fight.
Well, maybe.
And I don't know if it's lack of training, overconfidence, age. It could be a whole bunch of things, but he does not look happy. You know what I think it is? Here's what I think it is. had to change the clinch gear. He was no longer a Ruka fighter. Maybe that's what it is.
That could be it. There's so many things, whatever it could be.
I'm watching the replay now.
Yo, but you.
Oh man.
This guy's hurt. This is good.
As far as anyone needs to know, my MMA guys aren't winning lately.
Yeah, his favorite fighter. Tell him who your favorite fighter is, Jake.
Oh man, look how quick this is too.
Yo, who's your favorite?
Oh man.
Yo, who's your favorite fighter?
Who's my favorite fighter?
No.
The California kid.
What's his?
Tap too? He's like, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to.
He's gonna have to tap one time. But yo, say his name though.
My favorite fighter, his name is
No, not you, Chase.
Huh?
Yeah, you, Jake. Who's your favorite fighter? Yeah.
My favorite fighter is Uriah Faber.
So yo, he's having a bad time, y'all. Fedor, Uriah Faber. You know, he's hopefully. Do you like Brock Lesnar? Because he's about to lose, y'all. Yo,
One tap on the leg.
one tap. That's it. He said, "I'm out." One tap, and let me get back in Russia.
How did this all happen? How did he get caught so fast there?
Because he didn't think he could get caught, man. He actually thought, this is no problem. I'm going to be all right. I think that's what it was. But yo, MMA, y'all, it's important. Peace.